It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Ants over here.
Hello, it's showtime. Yes, we almost made it to the weekend. What's happening, everybody? You know what time it is. No, it ain't Dame time. It's G time. It's time for the Geno Jones Show. What's happening? I guess you figured out. You see the sign behind me. Yes, it is the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones channel right here, my YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to copy the link, tag, and paste it. You can tag it and paste it. You can screen grab some of the show and let's make it go viral. As they say, let's make a viral moment. So you can screen grab 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a couple minutes, do your thing, put it up on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, put it in your story on Facebook like I do. All right, and shout out to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers, but help a brother out, a black entrepreneur. So in this era of racial reckoning, wanting to support and uplift, and all my white brothers and sisters, my white allies out there, you looking for an entrepreneur of color, holla at your boy. I'm right here for you. If you'd like to be a sponsor, if you'd like to advertise, if you're looking for the ultimate pitch man or brand ambassador, that's the new term, right? I'm the king, not the king. I'm the king. A pitch man, so holla at your boy. I got a very special guest, an R&B icon, a good brother. I've known him for a minute. Still, not only is he still relevant in the game, he still sounds great, and he's linked up with some new talent, and this new talent sounds awesome. So I'm gonna bring him on camera in a few minutes. I want to first of all, or maybe second or third of all, kind of give you a heads up about tomorrow's show. Friday, we do a weekend review show, so I want to do something a little special tomorrow. I guess you could call it special. So just in reviewing, well, you know what? It'll be really appropriate considering reviewing the week. There's been a whole lot of talk about what happened in Afghanistan and how we're pulling out of Afghanistan. We are pulling our men and women, for the most part. We have pulled our men and women in terms of men and women in uniform, soldiers. There's still some American citizens. And then, of course, they're the Afghans, the Afghanis that have worked with us. But it's been a whole lot of conversation. It's a whole lot of armchair generals, keyboard warriors. Everybody wants to be or think that they are General Patton, General George Patton, or General Colin Powell, or General Russell Honore. Never put on a uniform. As a matter of fact, a lot of you all, the closest you come to being in the military is playing the video game Call of Duty. That's your closest that you come to serve in this country. But I'm going to have somebody that really knows what he is talking about. Spent about 4 decades in the military. He's a master sergeant. He's the military contributor to the Geno Jones Show. So we're going to get knee deep, as George Clinton would say. We're going to get knee deep into that conversation and a whole lot more tomorrow. So I just want to give you a heads up. But right now, I got to talk about COVID-19 in this sense, because every day I wake up, I see more and more children. So the last numbers I looked at, I think over 120,000 children in 1 week were hospitalized. I see all over the country, you got these children's ICU units, pediatric ICU units, full. They can't even get any more patients in there. And you've got certain governors in Florida. I call him Governor Ron Death Sentence. Not his DeSantis, but I call him Death Sentence. All right. Governor Greg Abbott, or I call him Governor Greg Asshole in Texas, who had the nerve to attend an event, 600 people at the event, no mask, no social distancing. He's in the middle, hugging on people, and then the next morning, he announces, or it's announced, the news gets out publicly, that he had COVID-19. Not only did he have COVID-19, he immediately rushed and got something called Regeneron. So Regeneron is something called anti-clonal, I'll make sure I get I want to get the term right. Monoclonal antibodies, yes, monoclonal antibodies. I'm not a doctor, I'm not playing one on TV. But basically, it's supposed to, let me give you, here's the bottom line. The orange dude, they got it and damn near died back last December. That's what they shot his behind up with. It saved his life. So anyway, it's an IV treatment. They run an IV for about 45 minutes or an hour. So this guy in Texas issuing orders, called an executive order, basically telling schools and school districts know that you cannot make it mandatory for children and teachers to wear a mask. Same thing here in South Carolina. Governor Henry McMaster, we call him Foghorn Leghorn, Governor Leghorn. Executive order saying, well, it's illegal for school districts to have mandatory mask mandates. So you can't make it mandatory for students and teachers to wear masks. So you send an executive order banning that? So are you intentionally trying to kill people? Are you leading some type of death cult? I said it several times last week. I said it several times the week before. And damn it, I'm gonna say it again. Parents, we have one job. And actually, politicians, you got the same job. But parents, we really only have one job. That is to protect our kids, period, full stop, at any cost. And politicians, you have taken an oath. You have taken a sworn oath to protect all of your citizens, especially children who are under 12, who can't even get a vaccine. Vaccines are not even allowed yet because they're still studying data so they can know exactly how much of the vaccine can they give to children, and they got to make sure it is safe and effective. So we don't even have enough data yet where we can safely and effectively, with the right sufficient amount of data to know it's going to be safe to give the vaccine to children under 12 at this moment. So they can't get the vaccine. So the grown people around the children, we have got to protect these children. Kids did not ask to come here. So parents, it's our job to protect our babies. That's the only job we have. You can't love them. You can't teach them anything. You can't instill discipline and direction. You can't nurture them. You can't take them to Disney World. You can't teach them how to ride a bike. You can't take them to a baseball game or watch football or soccer practice. You can't take them to see grandma. You can't do any of that if you cannot protect your children. That's the only job we have as parents. That's the one job. And politicians, you got the same damn job. So you got these governors that is on some kind of death wish, like I said, issuing these orders saying, no, it's illegal for school districts to somehow make it mandatory for everyone to wear a mask. Now, some of these school districts are smart. They say, you know what? I'll see you in court. Sue me, because I'm not killing nobody's child, not one. Because what are you going to explain to the parent when they see their child on a ventilator or dead? What are you going to say? Governor Abbott, Governor Leghorn, Governor Death Wish, what are you going to say? Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers will be too late. You need to think about what you're doing and pray to get some common sense. And if you're not going to lead, either lead, follow, or get your ass out the way. As a matter of fact, we prefer you just get out the way and let the people who understand and who are committed to protecting all children, let them do their job. Okay. Oh, by the way, here in South Carolina, because I got some news yesterday, Berkeley County here in South Carolina, apparently, some of the schools, parents have been notified that some children had tested positive, children or someone in the school tested positive. I was told point blank by multiple parents and the children that you have classes to where only one or two children are wearing masks, and then no one else. Other children are not wearing masks. The teachers are not wearing masks. The other employees are not wearing masks. So if you're here in the state of South Carolina, I got a phone number for you. Call Governor Leghorn. Well, when you call him, he'll say Governor McMaster. So you can call him Governor McMaster, but you can tell him I call him Governor Foghorn Leghorn. But it's not about me. Here's the number: 803-734-2100. 803 area code 734-2100. 803-734-2100. That is the phone number to Governor Henry McMaster's office in Columbia, South Carolina, the state capital. So if you're here in the low country, and you can Google, if you're in Texas, you can Google the phone number for Governor Greg Abbott. And if you're in Florida, you can Google the number for Governor Ron DeSantis, Governor Death Wish, and Governor Asshole in Texas. And just tell them, they got one job. One job is to protect these children. And one child dies because you're not allowing masks to be worn in schools, that death is going to be on your hands. So give them a call. Let them know how you feel. Give this number, pass it, share it give it to everybody you know. All right, I just had to get that off my chest. Now, let me segue and get my guest on. He'll put me in a whole different kind of vibe, in a great vibe, in a great mood. My guest is a singer. He's a musician. He's a producer. Talented brother. He brought us hits like Must Be Nice. No, I can't do it like him. SEX, and he's got a new single titled Flawless Diamond. And vocally, he has got a flawless diamond on this song with him, a talented young lady, Amina, I believe, Butterfly. He'll let me know. As a matter of fact, let's bring him on camera right now, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. I know you recognize the face, the one and only, Lyfe Jennings. Lyfe, my man.
Hey, what's up, Pop?
How we doing, brother? I appreciate you, man. Thanks for being patient and riding out my monologue there, man. I'm passionate about kids. I'm a parent myself, and like I say, we got one job as parents, man, is to protect our kids. So
it's important to have passions, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, listen, I know you are passionate about your art and your music, so let me congratulate you on the new single, Flawless Diamond. I think it's flawless, and it features, is it Amina Butterfly? Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did, Amina Butterfly.
Oh, I love it. So tell us the story behind the single, and it's going to be, you got an upcoming EP, so tell us all about that, man.
The single just came about. Me and Amina Butterfly, we've been friends for a while. You know, she's a fellow musician, and we got an opportunity to do a song. I just wanted to write something about, because a lot of times, not only just men, women too, you'll get so used to looking for something better and upgrading and this and that. You don't realize a lot of the upgrades that you have are right there at home. It's like Amina said, she don't worry if the grass is greener on the other side. She just take care of her grass.
There you know? I love it. I love it. So what's the backstory behind it? What was the inspiration? Was it personal, like a personal story of hers or yours, or maybe somebody's story that you saw that inspired you guys to come together and do this song?
It's just society, and a lot of the songs that I write, it have more to do with me. And I'm one of them guys that assume people can understand the stuff that I go through. And I just found myself at a point in my life, every relationship that I have in my mind, I'm like, people always say, well, don't settle, and you could possibly find better in this. And I just realized I don't think that working with somebody to create a situation that you want is settling. It's something that we all gonna have to do one day. Make your own situation better. Right. So that's where the song comes from.
And it's about growing together, because we all grow. That's evolution. That's just human nature. So let's talk about so you got an EP coming out in, is it September?
Yeah, it's in September.
Okay. What you got a title for us, and give us some more details. Tell us who's working on that. Is it finished, and give us a little more background on that, because I can't wait to hear that. And I'm sure if it sounds anything like Flawless Diamond, then I know it's some fire on that album, on that LP, that EP.
Yeah, I'm excited about this EP because my last album, which was 777, I don't want to do albums no more because I think people attention spans are different. And then also having, a backpack of 15, 16 songs for people to listen to is just a lot. So what I do now is I team up with other artists. They do 2 songs, I do 2 songs, and we do 2 songs together. And I call it the 6 pack. And so this is actually my first 6 pack volume 1 with Amin. I got one coming with Tank, Anthony Hamilton, Bobby V, Pleasure P, like a whole host of people. You're gonna be seeing these things, man. So we excited. This is the first one.
I love that idea. So how long did you have that idea? And what sparked that? And was there something that kind of came out? Because, the last year and a half, like the last 18 months with the pandemic, and for so long, I mean, artists like yourself, or even if I do stand up, I couldn't go out and the venues were closed. So you couldn't go perform, artists couldn't go perform, comedians couldn't go perform. So a lot of us found ourselves with a lot of time at home because we couldn't go anywhere else. So did that kind of inspire, or did you have the idea for the 6 pack even before the pandemic hit?
Yeah, I actually did have it, and I tossed it around. I didn't really get serious about it actually until the pandemic. Because again, the 777, I knew that was my last album. I didn't want to do full-length albums anymore. And so I just really honed in on, the specific idea during the pandemic, because, we as Black people, we tend to make greatness out of the bottom of the bread. Like just like, when you talk about chitlins, they give us the worst part of the animal and then we turn it into something that they want some of then. So that's kind of what happened. I just kind of honed in on the idea and structured it, and here we are.
How, as an artist and as a performer, what was the biggest challenge for you going through the pandemic? Because I know it was challenging. I've had this conversation with so many people and just myself. It was a time of reflection. A lot of folks, they came down with COVID and they had to recover. Some folks got real sick. Unfortunately, over 600,000 people passed. So a lot of us, some of us had friends or family that we lost. So what was, as an artist, what was the hardest thing for you? And on the other side, even though we're not on the other side yet, hopefully we're getting close to the other side. Did you learn something about yourself? Because like I said, we all had so much time to spend with ourselves or our loved ones at home. Was it something that you learned about yourself that you didn't know before, I'd say March of 2020, that you realized that you really, it's like, oh, wow. I didn't know I had this in me, or I didn't know that I didn't know I could pull this off. Was it any kind of epiphany, as they call it, or anything you realized about yourself in a good way or not a good way that you kind of surprise yourself and say, hey, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, actually, and ironically, this I guess breakthrough came to me because of COVID, because I caught COVID, in a really bad way. Wow. Right? Bad way. And then after I caught COVID, I had other complications as a result. After I got over COVID. And I think that when you don't have the outlet of music, being able to go out on the road and have other things, you better put your attention on, you tend to worry about your health a lot. So I went through that whole phase of sitting at home all the time because you couldn't go anywhere and actually worrying myself sicker than I actually was, until I just realized that, all of these things that's happening, you have a choice to whether you're going to focus on something positive or focus on something negative. And I actually became so fed up with my situation. I just said, look, whatever happened, it just happened. I'm not worrying about it no more. And I swear to you, as soon as I made up my mind and not worry about it no more, I mysteriously got better and everything been greater since. So, and from that situation, for me, it was an epiphany that a lot of these diseases and a lot of these sicknesses that we have mentally, physically, socially, and even economically, they either start in the mind or they are perpetuated by solely the mind.
Listen, man, I thank you so much for sharing that, because you just gave a testimony and don't even realize how much, because I'm a worrier, unfortunately. I don't know about you, but I'm that dude. I worry about everybody. That's kind of been who I've been since a little boy. My mother would tell you, worry about my mother, worry about my sisters, my wife, my daughters. That's just me. But one thing I have learned, stress, man, it's stress, and there's science and data. So what you're saying is real, and there's science and data to back you up. That stress really it affects us in a physical way. There's a direct connection between our thoughts and the level of stress that we are under, and physical conditions. Because stress releases stress hormones in our bodies. I ain't gonna sit here and play a doctor. Stuff like cortisol, which is the fight or flight hormone, which is basically that's when your life is like in imminent danger, and all of a sudden you get this strength that you didn't know you had. But our body is not meant to be under that kind of stress constantly. And just to keep it real, for me, as far as I'm concerned, we as black folks in America, we've been under that kind of stress life for 402 years. So, and then just COVID just made it that much worse. So, but man, that is so real. But you are, as I guess the marketers would say, just what you've shared with us is very, as far as I'm concerned, on brand or on message. Because I know for me as a fan, and just knowing a lot of your fans, the one thing that we love about you is that you've been very authentic. Before the word was even cool, now, just be authentic. But you were authentic or real before folks would even were talking about it. That was just who you were, and you expressed that in your music. And like you said, you shared your stories and your challenges and your ups and downs and triumphs, and that just has endeared you to your fans, because we can connect with you because we're humans. So everybody got a story, and none of our lives is perfect. We have ups and downs, good days and bad days, challenges, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So just thank you for sharing that. So is there anything else you want to tell us about the project? When can we start down? I shouldn't assume, but can I assume that we can download the single now? And when can we start downloading the 6-pack? And are you going back on tour soon?
Yes to all of the above. You can definitely start downloading Flawless Diamond right now. The EP is scheduled to drop next month. We definitely back on the road right now, like for a list of all my dates coming up. You can just go to any of my social media pages. It's just Lyfe Jennings, everything, cool. Facebook, IG, Twitter, everything, cool. Cool. And as far as just what else I got coming up, I don't know if people have heard, I'm shooting my own life stories under my own production company, under my own dollar. So, it's taking us a little longer because I'm doing everything myself, but it's definitely on the way. They're actually doing some remakes of some Beatle songs, and they actually reached out to me, so we doing a whole album, remakes to the Beatles stuff.
So wait a minute, wait, hold on, Lyfe, I got to stop you because that's like some serious breaking news. So let me make sure I got that right. So you're gonna do a separate project. This is gonna be music, right? Where you basically gonna like cover some classic Beatles tunes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So Michael Jackson had bought the rights to the Beatles catalog.
Yeah, he did. Right.
But the Beatles never really licensed a lot of their music because they felt like it was counterproductive. They felt like they didn't want their songs in commercials to kind of, downplay, the reasons they wrote them. So what they doing is licensees will have opportunity to have some Beatles songs, is having Lyfe Jennings recut some of them, and then they can relicense them with another name on them, same song.
I love that. So when is that project gonna come out? You got a date on it?
Yeah, well, we're working on it now. I got some due dates, and I'm just trying to juggle that between being a father, being on the road, and my own thing. And so, we got a lot going on, man.
Just no pun intended. Life is happening for life, like it is for all of us, like you said. Father and everything else. Man, so do you got a favorite Beatles tune?
Dreamer.
Okay.
That's probably one of my favorite songs by them. But also when they remade the one guy song Money, that's really a dope too.
Okay. Yeah. My mother loved music, so she was a Beatles fan, but I remember seeing Paul McCartney, one of the Beatles, saying who their idol was. Somebody asked them who was like the greatest group they ever, male group they saw, and they showed love to the Temptations. They was like, wait, when we saw the Temptations, that's who we wanted to be. So so
Yeah.
I am excited to hear that. That is going to be great. Okay, so we can go. You said all your social media, Lyfe Jennings. You got your tour itinerary up there now, right?
Yep.
Dates,
Yep.
and
Yep. Yep.
you'll be adding dates. Oh, this movie. Before I let you get out of here, we got this movie. So it's going to be a documentary. It's going to be a feature film.
I kind of did it as a 4-part series. Like I just did Unsung, in case anybody
Okay.
want to go catch that. I explained it. I showed some of the actors that was on there. So yeah, it's basically just a 4-part series from, how, it all started and going forward until now.
Got it.
You
So,
know?
so it's like a documentary. But I'm sure well, let me ask you this. Has somebody reached out to you to put together a screenplay? You may already have a screenplay to turn it into a movie on the big screen, like Aretha Franklin's Got Respect that came out last Friday. You looking at doing something like that?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not on the big screen, only because like I lived this life and I couldn't really have somebody else having, majority control over how it's
Yeah.
previewed by people. So, but with my production company, I'm planning on, of course, after I finish my own life story, I want to shoot a movie a year.
Okay,
Just
cool.
different elements, like you said, just stuff that's relatable, stuff that's conscious to where we really see when black people, all black cast, we usually see either some gossip or some gunplay, drugs, this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine because it's a place for that. But I also think it's a place for people becoming conscious and people learning from mistakes, and those are the kind of movies that I want to put out.
Right. And we are like anybody else. We as black people are complex. So we don't fit in those
Mhm.
little pigeonholes. I mean, yeah, you got the everything from the gunplay to the gospel church and everything in between there. So if you could pick, it's just to say, if you decided to do like the big Hollywood production, like Respect, and you got to pick the actor to play you, who would it be? Who would play Lyfe Jennings outside of yourself? Because you sound like me. It's like, nah. I mean, yeah, Denzel, Sam, y'all the man, but nobody can play me. But they say no, Lyfe, you can't play yourself. We gonna give you 50 million to produce this movie, but you gotta pick somebody to play. Like, who would you pick to play Lyfe Jennings?
Jadakiss.
So what if, okay,
Yeah.
what if they said, okay, we love Jada, but if they, because when you think, it could be some young up and coming actors. Because while I was asking you that, I was trying to think, like, man, who would play, who could play Lyfe?
I'm not sure. I was just joking about Jada,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure, man.
because Denzel and Sam would now they're a little too old.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
they're old, and Denzel's a great actor. He could do anybody, but it just wouldn't look right. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Denzel, I don't know. I'm gonna throw this name at you. What you think about this? His son, John David Washington, he played. Did you see Black Klansman?
Yes, I did.
That was the lead role.
Huh.
This movie. Did you see the movie Tenet that came out? It was kind of like this science fiction. The Matrix met something. He had the lead role in that. I think
Ice Cube's son is a really good actor too.
actually I could see a resemblance. Yes, and Ice Cube's son is really a good. That's a good one right there. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
Then we
you
casting
get it
directors
wrong.
now. Hey man, listen, thank you for your time. Congratulations. Go download Flawless Diamond featuring Amina Butterfly. And we can download the 6-pack today or in a couple weeks.
Next month,
Next
video coming next month. All of that's on the way.
I was just going to ask you about the video. When you get the video Flawless Diamond, make sure that you have your team send it to me. They already know. Anytime so when you come out with the Beatles project, another documentary, or if you decide to do this Hollywood production feature film with O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son playing a Lyfe, y'all need to come on back to the show, man. You always have a home right here to talk about anything you want to talk about here on the show. I appreciate you, Lyfe.
All right, we appreciate you too, man. And blessings to you.
Same to you, man. God bless you. Stay healthy. I can't wait to see him back on the road. That's my dude. I remember that I heard that he had been, was having a challenge with COVID like a lot of folks. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday right here. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. Tell everybody you know, or as Nelly would say, tell everybody you know, to like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to be a sponsor, if you'd like to advertise, if you are looking for the ultimate pitch man, because I am the king, not the king, no, not the king. I'm the king of pitchmen. Leave me a message. Not only just leave me a message, better yet, email me a message. Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell Geno Jones Show. Geno Jones Show @gmail. All right. Do that for me. But please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And as a matter of fact, screen grab some of the conversation I had with Lyfe Jennings. He's working on a project, going to redo some Beatles music. It's breaking news right here. He's got with his documentaries. Yeah, so screen grab some of that. Put it up on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter. Put it in your story on Facebook. That's right. We got it right here on the Geno Jones Show. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, on IG, KLB Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Alexandria Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. She's on Instagram, Lexi_Nicole. That's LEXIE. Underscore is that line at the bottom. Lexi_Nicole, NICOLE Designs. That's on Instagram. Also, Alexandria Jones, ALEXANDRIA. That's how you spell Alexandria. And Bruce Gage, also wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check him out on Instagram and on Twitter, and Facebook too. Facebook for sure, and Instagram for sure. Just do a search, Bruce Gage, GAGE. Thank each and every one of you for watching. I love you so much. I really do. Mother, I love you more than life itself. Tomorrow, yes, not Friday. I call it Fry-yay because yay, it'll be Friday edition weekend review, a very special weekend review. We're going to talk about what's happening, this whole, this Afghanistan talk. With our soldiers who are there now, it's trying to get the last Americans out of Afghanistan, out of Kabul, out of that country, and as many allies, many of the Afghans that helped, and in a lot of cases saved the lives of some of our men and women, some of our sons and daughters and fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, who were over in that they call theater for 20 years, because there's been a lot of armchair generals, like I said, a lot of keyboard warriors. Everybody is a military expert. Well, we're going to have a real life military expert live on the show to get the real what you can't get from. Let's put it this way: I ain't gonna name check anybody, but what you won't get from regular TV, you'll get right here on the Geno Jones Show. So you don't want to miss that show. 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. So until Friday, if you're watching it live, Friday, 6:30 p.m., depending on when you're watching it. Once again, go back and binge watch all the episodes. Thank you so much for watching. I can't thank you enough. And one final thing is I like to always close with, be blessed.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.